We use rings to propose because they say forever without saying a word. A ring is a circle. It never ends. That's the message, that your love, your promise, has no end either. And yeah, I know, it sounds a little cheesy when you say it out loud, but that's the real reason. I remember when I was younger, I asked my uncle why he proposed with a ring and not like a necklace or a bracelet or something more useful. And he just smiled and said, because rings stay, necklaces fall off, bracelets break. But a ring? You see it every time you reach out for something. I didn't get it back then, but I do now. The first time I held a ring meant for someone else, I felt nervous. Not because it was expensive or shiny, but because of what it meant. It wasn't just jewelry, it was a contract, but not one you sign, one you wear every day on your hand for everyone to see. But here's the part they don't want you to know. The whole ring equals love thing, that wasn't always true. Rings weren't always about romance. They started off more like property tags. Yeah, wild, right? A way to say, this person is taken, like a label on a shelf. I'm not saying that to ruin it. I'm saying it because I think it's important to know where things come from before we keep doing them blindly. And honestly, knowing that weird origin makes the modern version even cooler. Because we took something that used to be about control and made it about love. Stay with me because in just a few moments, you'll see how this all connects, especially if you've ever felt weird about following traditions without knowing why. Wait, so rings weren't always about love? Then why do we still use them? Let me tell you about the first time I saw someone propose in public. It was in a restaurant. The guy got down on one knee, everyone gasped, and the girl just stared at him for like 10 seconds. And I remember thinking, man, that's a lot of pressure for one small piece of metal. But that's exactly it. The ring isn't just about the sparkle. It's about the risk, the gesture, the idea that you're offering someone something small that means something huge. And yet, most people never realize this, but we only use rings because a long time ago, a diamond company ran this massive ad campaign. Yeah, that whole "a diamond is forever," that didn't come from some ancient scroll or love story. It came from marketing. That kind of messed me up when I found out, like, wait, are we all just doing this because of a commercial? But then I started thinking deeper. We could have let that trend die. But we didn't, because somewhere along the way, people chose to make rings more than just marketing. We made them symbols. I mean, think about it. No one proposes with earrings. Why? You don't see earrings every day. They don't say, I'm taken in the same way. But a ring on your left hand, it's loud, even when it's silent. So yeah, it started off as someone else's idea, but now it's ours. And when you wear that ring, it's not about who told you to, it's about who you chose to wear it for. So what does it actually mean when someone gives you a ring? Here's the part that hit me hardest. It's not just about love, it's about memory. Every scratch on that ring, every time it spins on your finger while you're bored in class or scrolling your phone, that's life. That's real. And I learned that the hard way. One time I was dating this girl, and I thought I'd be cool and give her a necklace instead of a ring. I told myself rings were overrated, too cliche, too expensive. She smiled and said thanks, but I could tell something was missing. Months later, after we broke up, she told me it never felt like I was all in. Not because of how I treated her, but because I didn't give her something that felt real. Something that felt permanent. That stayed with me. And now when I see a ring, I don't just see gold or silver, I see commitment. I see a physical reminder of a choice you're making again and again every time you look at your hand. Most people never realize this, but rings are one of the few things we wear not for style, but for story. So next time you see someone propose, or maybe you're thinking about doing it yourself one day, ask yourself, what are you really offering? It's not just a shiny thing, it's your heart, your future, your promise, wrapped around a finger. And here's what no one tells you. It's scary, but that's why it matters. Because if it didn't feel big, it wouldn't be love. That's the takeaway. Rings don't make love real, but they remind you it is every single day.